presents a Kult Divinity Lost actual play of The Shunned. This actual play contains mature themes and descriptions of situations that may be disturbing. Products of the illusion, horror, and con are not suitable for anyone under the age of 18. The content warnings listed in the description are not exhaustive and may not cover all sensitive topics explored in gameplay. Listener discretion is advised. Please note that the views and opinions expressed by characters during this actual play do not necessarily reflect the views of the individual player, the Illusion Horror Con, its organizers, sponsors, or partners. For more information about the convention or any events associated with the Illusion Horror and Con, please visit our website or join us on Discord. Links are in the description. Thank you for listening, and enjoy the show.
Hello, and welcome to the Illusion Horror and Con YouTube channel, where we are playing episode 6. Oh dear, I don't remember which episode we're on. Episode 6 of The Shunned, and that is a Kult Divinity Lost scenario. I'm Crystal, I'm the GM, and my players tonight, as usual for this game, are Valentine and Mal. So why don't you guys introduce yourselves and your character and what they're currently thinking about right now. Let's start with Mal.
Hello, I'm Mal, and I'm playing Toby Hovak. He's having a very bad day. I think he's currently injured, if I'm remembering correctly. Yes,
Indeed.
he is.
You were shot in the shoulder, I believe. Okay. Valentine?
I'm Valentine, going by Kevin the Radio Guy on the socials, and I'm playing Dwayne McLean, who is a corrupt police officer, and he thought he was confused and didn't know what was going on before, but he was mistaken, because this is probably the most lost he had felt in his entire life.
Yeah. So, where we left off last time was the two player characters, Toby and Dwayne. They were being pursued by a monstrosity that has Eric Switzer's face. And yes, that's right. Toby was shot in the shoulder. Dwayne was almost strangled by what looked like the bloated corpse of Aaron Fuller. And now they've been swallowed up by a thick fog that was rolling over the video game that they were sucked into from Eric's apartment. So now they are in this fog. So the two of you, can't see anything but gray, and it feels like you're falling. Or at the very least, it feels like there's nothing around you, nothing under your feet, nothing to your sides, and nothing that's pushing on your body at all. It's just a weightless, maybe ethereal feeling. And then it seems as though the fog around you is blown away by some unseen fan. And your feet are suddenly on grass. Feels like real grass, actually. And when the fog clears, you are actually out in what looks like a part of Devonsport that you've seen before. It's the park area that you met up with Ashley and Hussein a couple days ago. But the park isn't there anymore, and there seems to be more trees, but it's sort of a clearing in the forest, and there's a dirt road nearby. And there's a house, or a building rather. It's a large wooden building. That doesn't look familiar to you. In fact, it's nighttime right now. It seems like you look up, you can see the night sky and stars and the moon. And the lights are on inside of this large house building. There are sounds of laughter, of jovial drinking, and of sex. And you can see men stumbling in and out of the door in various sort of in various moods, mostly happy and laughing, drunk, elated. And you can see through the windows there are women who are looking out, or even just passing by the windows, scantily clad women. And somehow you know that you are in Devonsport, but it's actually a long time ago. Maybe 100 years ago? And other than that, you start to feel your body again. Your feet are on the floor, on the ground. Is there anything you guys want to do?
Something. A tree, a bench, a lamppost, anything, because I'm not sure this is real or not.
There's a tree nearby you that you can punch if you like.
No, just touch.
Oh, touch. Okay.
Yeah. So, yes, I will be carefully stumbling towards that tree, reaching out with maybe a little bit trembling fingers to run my hand along the bark. I do remember that last time I touched anything in this, I don't know, computer game, nightmare, whatever, it didn't have any textures. So I need to check, because this feels real and this is wrong.
Yeah. Toby, in the meantime, do you do anything while you...
I think Toby, since you mentioned us having the realization of this being like in the past, I think he's just racking his brain about any historical history about the park and what used to be there in its place. I think he's just thinking about that.
Okay. How about we have you roll for an investigation?
All right.
And we can see if you remember something. So while you do that, Dwayne, you are with trembling fingers touching the tree, and you touch it, and it's textured. It feels real. You can feel the texture of the bark. You can see some insects crawling. In fact, when you walked over to the tree, you felt the crunch of the grass underneath your feet as well. You heard it. Everything
this is
seems to
wrong.
be it's very viscerally real. Oh dear, Toby.
Yeah, I failed. I got a 5.
Yeah. Okay. So you rack your brain for any sort of historical knowledge, Devonsport knowledge. Unfortunately, I mean, you spent a lot of your time in the army, and then you spent a lot of your time drinking. And even if something like this was taught in history at school, you probably don't remember it. And you can see clearly that this building is a brothel. They weren't going to teach about brothels in history class anyway.
Yeah, so I think getting that information and realizing that I probably won't know much about this brothel, he pivots and starts looking for the NPC that led us through the fog.
Okay.
And tries to see if he's around still.
Mm-hmm. Remind me who that was?
The NPC was like some little boy that I almost beat up, and he kept saying that he wants to go home.
That's right. Yeah. The last time you saw him was when he disappeared through the fog. And yeah, the only people around here are adults. But as you're looking, you see there's 2 stories to this building. And in the upper story, you can see in the window, just briefly, a woman with long, dark brown hair. She's wearing a red sort of a corset, lingerie type thing. And she looks familiar to you. In fact, when you see her, you start to smell smoke and blood.
Smoke and blood. I don't know. So far, he's I think he's wary of a woman that he feels like he's familiar with, especially since there's been a ongoing theme of women being dangerous so far. So if he doesn't want to label this as Grace, so he's gonna put like potentially might be Grace for now. But he's just gonna walk over to Dwayne and point well, she's gone now, so he can't even point her out. But he's gonna walk over to Dwayne. I think I saw someone that looked familiar in the window. It was a woman, but I can't really place her.
And he's like, hanging there a little bit like some sort of a malfunctioning computer. And there is a pause, maybe like 5-10 seconds before he turns towards you this in a choppy manner and then asks, that woman that spoke to you in the fog, was that the one you were looking for? Grace woman?
I don't know. I didn't know the woman's name was Grace until Kevin said that. So this is new. When I never had a name to place on the woman until Eric told me
You
the
said
woman's
that
name.
you would recognize the voice.
I'd recognize the voice, yes, but I never had a name for her.
What the hell does she want?
I don't know what she wants. I don't know how she's involved with Eric. I don't know why she's helping him live out this fucked up life inside the game. I don't know.
Well, we're not inside the game. This feels real. But then, and he just points around at the town that doesn't look modern at all. What? I know you have no idea, but what the fuck?
Is there anybody sitting just sitting outside? Like, I know there's men going into the brothel, but is there anyone who looks out of place who's lingering?
Nobody seems to be out of place. There are men who are kind of... Actually, scratch that. There are some men that look sober. So like I said, this is a sort of clearing within the trees. And at the edge of one of the paths in the trees, there are some men lingering, a group of them. And they are just smoking and watching the brothel. They don't seem to be drinking or anything. They just seem to be looking at it.
Suspicious.
Do you think that woman that you saw was the same Grace lady?
I think potentially, yeah. I think it's potentially her.
All right, I think I'll put the situation in I will think about it later box, and if we have at least something recognizable in all this mess, I say we follow it. Where is she? Where did she go? He's looking around as if he knows how Grace looks.
I'll point out the brothel in the window I saw her in. We might have to go inside.
We'll
but
have to
I'm
pay.
nervous about that as well.
I don't know, back door.
We can walk around, scout it out.
If anything, I mean, you're young and charming. You can charm some lady to let you in.
Yeah, okay, we'll see how that goes.
I will be on the background to give you a better backdrop.
Yeah. Can we circle around just to see if there is an entrance at the back?
Yeah, certainly. You you start to go around the building and you look at, I mean, there's windows looking to the inside. Sometimes the curtains are pulled, sometimes they're not. So you definitely see an array of activities going on inside. When you reach the back door, there is a back door, in fact. There is, it is closed, and if you peer through the window, you see that there is a man standing there, sort of, it looks like he's guarding it, more or less. Just as you were reaching the back, around the other side of the building, one of those men that was sort of loitering and smoking near the trees, he has caught up to you. And he's carrying a large metal can, and he is dumping what smells like gasoline on the building.
I'm instantly gonna yell out, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm gonna go and try to run up and, I don't know, knock the can out his hand.
You do that. However, he doesn't listen to you. And when you try to knock the can out of his hand, it's not like your hand goes through it. It's just you don't touch him. And he doesn't seem to know that you're there.
Seeing this, I'll just wave my hand in front of his face.
Yeah, nothing. He continues to do it. In fact, right as you're doing that, Dwayne, you probably see coming from the side that you and Toby came on, there are a couple more men coming around, and they have boards in their hands, boards and hammers. And they go to the back door and they start boarding up the back door.
This is a very specific action, and although Toby already asked about that, do I know about something like this that actually happened in Devonsport?
Yeah, how about you also roll an investigation?
Let's see.
Let's see what you remember.
I have an 11.
Okay. So yeah, Dwayne's a little older. He may have known a bit more history of Devonsport. You've lived here a lot longer than Toby has. You heard about, it wasn't in, history class or anything, but you did hear rumors, maybe, grandparents talking about it or something, about, there was a time in Devonsport where a group of men went around and they were trying to clean up the neighborhood. And, you remember them speaking about a fire that put an end to a very sordid building in town, and that was the beginning of Devonsport becoming, everything that it is today, everything that is good and, not necessarily pure, but, it's respectable town now.
Something tells me that one of my grandparents might have been one of these men.
If you think so, then yes.
Well, it seems like being maybe not exactly police, but someone who upholds the law is in my blood, and this looks like a group of people who think that they uphold the law.
Right.
So it might have been them. But
Yeah.
given what's happening, and given that I have one question to ask also, do I feel like we should come in? What's my gut feeling about it?
Well, your gut feeling, given that you see Toby trying to interact with one of the men and stop him and being unsuccessful, your gut feeling is that this is happening whether you want it to or not. This is not something you can interfere with.
Not exactly interfere, and maybe I will even pronounce that out loud. If we're here and if we cannot really interact with these people, it looks like whatever's gotten them here just wants to show us something that happened, probably. And in which case, do we need to go inside and see what happens to that woman that you recognized, Toby? If we cannot interact with them, they cannot stop us.
Oh, yeah. I'm just gonna put my hand against the door that they're boarding up. Do I also go through that too?
No. You can feel the door. And again, it's not even like you go through the person. You feel some resistance, but it's strange. You just can't do anything. You can't push this person. They don't know you exist. It's a strange sensation of kind of being a ghost, but not in the stereotypical ghost way that, they go through people.
There were people coming in and out from the front door. And I think I will trot there and see if the door opens. Could I slip inside?
Okay.
Why am I even doing this? I'm thinking I don't even know how that woman looks.
I mean, Toby, are you following?
I'll follow, yeah.
Okay. So you go around to the front, and the door is not yet boarded, but you do see them, this group of men, also going around to the windows and starting to put boards on the windows as well. Just one or two, just to make sure that people can't really get out. And in the front, when you get there, like I said, the door is not, it's not boarded up yet, but there are men in front of it, guarding it. And they're kind of pushing away any of the drunk guys who came out for a smoke or something like that. They're basically keeping people from getting in. But since they don't see you, you can easily slip by them and go inside if you like.
Want to risk it?
Keep your eyes out for a red corset. That's what she was wearing. And I would probably try, if I see stairs, I would probably try to walk up to the floor I saw her on, but I am keeping an eye open just in case she isn't on that floor anymore.
Sure.
And how many floors are there?
2.
All right. I will try to slip in and offer Toby, do you want to take the second floor and I go through the first one? Doesn't seem like we have a lot of time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You go inside, and It's much warmer in here than it is outside. It smells like there's, wood burning fires in here. There are a number of rooms and doors on each side of you, and then there is a staircase that goes up to the upper floor. Dwayne, you're downstairs. You're going through this hallway, looking through the rooms. You see various sexual activities happening. You also see some of the women and some of the men, the patrons of the brothel, starting to notice that there are people putting boards on the windows. And they're starting to, not exactly panic, but there's definitely a confusion and some fear. Are you doing anything else besides searching down here?
I think I will make just a shot in the dark in case this woman is actually something else, something important, and halfway through looking around and trying to ignore various activities, I will start calling for her just by the name, by Grace.
Okay. Yeah, you do that. Again, you are ignored. Nobody seems to see you in this place. Now some of the women are starting to show a little bit of panic as they hear the banging on the outside of windows and doors being closed up. And they start to go into the hallway and run towards the doors.
Have I, by the way, noticed those stoves that you mentioned downstairs? Maybe a fireplace?
Yeah. So a couple of the rooms have wood-burning fires. And then I believe there should also be like a kitchen type area in the back of the building, which also has a stove.
I want to know how fucked we are, and if there's an open fire, I would just try to reach my hand there, see if it's hot, if it burns me. If we need to run as fast as we can at some point.
You reach your hand into the fire, and it is painful, but not as painful as it normally would be to burn your hand.
Good sign, I think. That's a good sign. I will proceed to look and call for Grace, and maybe look if there are any cellar doors.
Okay. Let's check in with Toby. So you go up the stairs, and you see similar things. It's hallway, an array of doors, and various activities happening in those rooms. But much of that has actually stopped since they started hearing the hammers and nails outside. And you can see some of the women running out of the rooms, and they seem confused. They're chatting with each other, like, what's going on, what's happening, what are those men doing outside? And then you see the woman in the red corset and the dark brown hair. She comes out of one of the rooms, and she walks with a confidence that makes you feel like she's running this place. She owns this place. This is hers. And she goes to the other women. Now settle down. Everything is fine. I'm gonna go and deal with this. I'm going to send one of the men to deal with this. It will be okay. Just go back to your rooms and continue doing what you were doing, okay?
Grace, I'm gonna call out as I walk over towards her.
She actually pauses and looks around. Did somebody call my name? The other women shake their head and sort of hesitantly go back into their rooms.
Okay. Seeing that she responded, I'm going to try to grab her by the arm.
While you are able to, you touch her momentarily, and she does seem to respond to it, but you can't grab her. You can't take hold of her. You can't do anything more but just brush her. And again, she feels it and she looks around. And then she, rolls her eyes at herself and anyway. And she goes back into her room that she walked out of.
I'm gonna follow her. I just want to see what she's doing.
There's a man inside the room who is starting to get dressed again. And she goes to him and says, there's a gang of men outside. They're I don't know what they're doing. Can you go check things out? And he's, he nods his head like, yeah, sure, no problem. And then he goes and heads downstairs.
I stay with her. I'm not really focused on the guy.
Okay. She goes. So the room that she's in, it looks like it's the sort of master bedroom. It's bigger than the other bedrooms. This looks like her space. It looks like it's probably her actual bedroom. She lives here. And her window points to the front of the house that you initially saw. And then, so she's at her window and she's looking down and, yeah, just observing what's happening.
I'm gonna say her name again. Grace. I'm just gonna see if she responds again.
She's leaning against the window and she does turn her head a little bit when you say her name. But she doesn't say anything. She just sort of sighs and goes back to watching the window.
Can I look around her room, see if there's anything out of the ordinary there?
Sure.
Like maybe keep an eye out for that symbol or something.
Okay. We'll leave you there for now. Dwayne, you put your hand in the fire. It hurt, but it didn't really do anything to your skin, and it didn't hurt as bad as it normally would. And you said you were looking for a cellar?
Oh, yes. Walking around, calling for Grace, and if I have a chance to notice a cellar door, I will take note.
Yeah. Nobody responds to your yelling, and there doesn't seem to be a cellar door here. And as you're walking around downstairs, you do hear the banging of a hammer at the front door now. And when this happens, you start to hear some confused, like the confused rabble of the people inside are starting to get more concerned. And at this point, you smell the gasoline or kerosene or whatever it is very, very heavily. It is in the air. And outside one of the windows, you see a man who maybe you recognize from pictures at your home. Perhaps your grandfather. Lighting a match and throwing it on the side of the building.
Right, we have to go. And I am going to run upstairs, trying to find Toby. No one responded to me. Maybe for the first time when I called Grace's name, I was a little apprehensive, unsure whether or not I'll be heard. Now, when I know I won't be heard, I'm not apprehensive at all. Mm-hmm. And I'm just running upstairs, screaming, Toby, they're setting the building on fire.
Okay. Toby, before you hear that, you're looking around Grace's room. And you don't see any strange symbols. You don't see any occult things. You don't see, there's nothing weird about her room. She's got a vanity with a mirror and, makeup and hairbrush, and she's got an armoire that's with her clothes and a closet, and her bed is, it's unmade right now, but yeah, she doesn't have a whole lot. And yeah, it's nothing weird. There's candles, but they're, they don't seem strange at all. It's really the only light here, given it's 100 years ago. So it doesn't look like the house is wired with any electricity.
Okay.
And then you hear Dwayne yelling for you.
I'll call back up. I'm up here. I'm in here.
And I'm just bolting there, rushing in, saying they're setting the building on fire. I don't think it will burn down, but it's gonna hurt.
Well, both of the doors are boarded up.
Windows?
Maybe we can try through a window, but the windows on the first floor were also boarded, right?
I think we can handle the fall.
Okay. So we'll try second floor windows.
Okay. So as you are both, looking for an exit, right as you're leaving the room, you see Grace sort of tense up a little bit more as she sees what's happening outside. And at this point, smoke starts to fill the room, and she's looking around and is starting to panic. When you leave the room,
have a good look at her to remember her for the future, if we have one.
Yeah. What window were you going to try to leave from?
I would look for any open windows on the second floor.
Okay.
It's hot, the heat rises, so perhaps they have opened a few windows to kind of make it cooler.
Yeah. They have. So you leave Grace's room, and you immediately you feel heat, and you see flames licking up from the stairs. And everything is wood here. Everything is made of wood. The entire building is made of wood, and so the fire is burning red hot, and it is quickly moving through this building. You are able to get to a room just to the right of Grace's, where it looks like they've opened a window and they're sort of yelling outside for help. And you can see and hear the sound of gunshots. It doesn't look like they're hitting the women. They're hitting around the window, but they are basically shooting to try to keep the women or the people inside away from the windows. But there is an open window.
Is anyone even trying the windows on the second floor?
Yeah, they have one open. So you can see in the room, there's a couple of women who have a window open, and they were trying to yell for help, but then they started shooting at the window. And now the women are crouching down around the window and coughing from the smoke. And the two of you start to feel the smoke in your lungs too. It's getting harder to breathe.
Person wants to jump on one of the shooting men, but I feel like he might just cut me in half, given what Toby's went through. I perhaps am starting to reach for the window to get out, but then I'm thinking that I'm twice the Toby's age, so he should probably go forward first.
Yes, me shot in the shoulder will go forward first.
Yeah, well, if I suffocated, it wouldn't be as devastating as a young man like you.
Okay, so we're still going to try the windows even though they're shooting, or we're going forward somewhere else?
Well, as long as women aren't trying to get out, they're not shooting.
Oh, true. Okay. Oh, so we're gonna wait for the women to back away and then go to the windows. Okay. So if they stop shooting, then yeah, I'll attempt to go through the window.
Yeah. The women, they were trying to risk it one more time, and they were shooting at them, so they basically just ran out of the room trying to go somewhere else. So the window is open and unobscured.
Okay, so the way Toby, I think, is gonna try to do it is to climb out and hold on to the edge so that his body lowers a little bit more and then let go, so there's less of a distance.
Excuse me. Yeah. You look outside, and yeah, the fire is just it's starting to get to the second floor from the outside as well. it's eating up this building really, really quickly. But yeah, you can sort of lower yourself out. This doesn't require a roll. You lower yourself down. You are within the fire, but again, it hurts, but it doesn't seem to be actually burning you. And yeah, you fall and sort of somersault away, and you're able to clear the fire.
Good. He takes in a deep breath, trying to get some regular air into him.
Dwayne?
I just hope that he moved away from under the window, because my tactics was absolutely the same.
Yeah.
Lower myself and drop myself down. And
Again,
after that, start running around the building to see that Grace lady again, to see what is she doing. Did she get out? Did she not get out?
Yeah. Yeah, you're not able to avoid all of the fire, but again, you're not getting burned. It's just it is painful. And yeah, the both of you, if Toby is also following Dwayne to the front of the house, you see that the gang of men are basically all around the house, taking up various positions. And they all have, they all have guns, and they are pointing at the windows and making sure that people are not getting out of the building. You go around to the front, and you can see that Grace has opened her window and is screaming for help, along with a couple of other girls. And then you see the men fire their guns, and then the women retreat from the window. And the building continues to go on fire. At this point, the fire has reached the entire building. And once the fire has gotten to a certain point, all of the men from the group that were firing the guns, they actually just come back and come to the front. They light up some cigarettes, and they pass around a flask.
Is anyone even reacting from the neighborhood? I mean, there is a lot of girls crying for help, and just no one bats an eye?
So there's not really a whole lot of things around here. So it is a brothel, so it's a little bit outside of the town. Maybe during the time of when it's a park in the modern age, there are more houses and more development here. But at this point, 100 years ago, this was kind of the outskirts of Devonsport. The only way to get here is a dirt road from the main street. And even the closest houses, which are maybe a half a mile away, even if they heard this, you could probably assume that the gang of men who did this, they planned this, and they probably told the neighbors, mind your business, or don't you worry yourself if you hear anything.
This is brutal, man.
Yeah.
Now thinking about some sort of I didn't know, a vengeful spirit or something coming back to. No idea how this is connected to VR games. Because this no game.
Maybe she died and her revenge is making deals with fucked up people so that they wreak havoc on the town.
And something inside of Dwayne is saying, like, well, if she wanted to fuck up one of the people who set her place and herself on fire, she did that. At least the descendant of.
The screams from the building, from the burning building, are excruciating to listen to. It is incredibly hot, burning fire. And then you start to hear the cracking of the wood, and you hear parts inside start to collapse. In the front window, you see a figure running through the room, basically half on fire. A person jumps out of the window and lands on the grass in front of the building. You can see half their faces unburned, and it's Grace, who you correctly identified as Grace. She lands hard on the grass, and some of her hair and her clothes are still on fire. She's still alive. And she tries to crawl towards the men who are celebrating their successful evening. And as another thick fog starts to creep in from around this clearing through the trees, the last thing you hear before it closes in on you is Grace saying in a croaky, choking voice, "Help me. Somebody help me. Help me." And the fog encloses you again. Although this time it doesn't seem to be much of a fog, it's more of a smoke. It smells of burnt wood, hair, and skin. You don't stay in this gray smoke for very long before it again sort of dissipates around you. And you're no longer in that field in front of the burning brothel. You're in it looks like a large room. Stone and hardwood floor. There are heavy crimson curtains on the walls and in front of windows. There is a smell of perfume and incense in the air. This is This is a very luxurious room. There is a large bed at one end, opposite of where you're standing. It has sort of sheer curtains all around it. And you can see the figure of a woman silhouetted behind those curtains. And Toby, just to let you know, you actually no longer have that gunshot wound.
If someone wants to show us something, I think that we should look.
Yeah.
I mean, what other choice do we have?
Toby is kind of fed up with everything going on, so he's just gonna move forward and snatch the curtains. He wants to see what's behind them.
You move the curtains. You almost, I feel like you're so mad you almost tear them off the bed. On the other side is Grace. She is kneeling on the bed, and she says, "Well, aren't you impatient? I was just about to come out and meet you." Toby. Well, if you're not going to say anything, that's okay. And she starts to crawl herself off of the bed, and her movements are very graceful, as it were. And she moves past you and stands on the ground up from the bed. She says, "I'm Toby. Let's you and me and Dwayne here have a conversation. Shall we?"
Is half of her face still burnt, or?
No. She is absolutely beautiful. She looks like she could be on the cover of a magazine right now. It looks like she has a full face of makeup. Her hair is done. She's wearing a really very sexy lingerie. And yeah, she looks incredible. But she does get close to you as she's moving off of the bed.
Back up.
Yeah. You can feel on her just an intense heat that's emanating from her body. It's very, very strange.
Is Ken alive?
Oh, Ken is absolutely alive. Ken is actually my favorite.
I think he's just gonna walk back towards Dwayne. He doesn't want to say anything that might anger her, knowing that she knows where Ken is. So he's trying his best to be quiet and not to overreact the way he wants to.
Mm-hmm.
Dwayne was trying to be as small as he could because this is his business. It's about this woman he never heard before. It's about Ken. He was just trying to pretend he isn't there.
Mm-hmm. She starts to saunter over to it's like a drinks tray. There's some glass bottles with various booze inside of them, and she takes a glass and pours something that looks like maybe scotch or whiskey into a glass. She says, welcome to my humble abode. Would you like any drinks? Would you like anything? I can pretty much get you anything you want.
I think he wants his brother back.
Well, I can't give you your brother back because he is alive and well in Devonsport, of course.
We're in Devonsport.
Or when?
We are, well, it's really complicated to explain, but we're not quite in Devonsport right now.
Where are we?
We are in a place that is in between places. Now, this is where I live, of course. I was surprised to sense the two of you scurrying around in this place between worlds.
We were surprised as well to be here.
Accidental, I see. Okay. That makes sense.
Why did you show us that?
Oh, that was my memory, of course. Yes, tragic. Everything that I worked for, everything that I ever wanted was in that house. And yeah, the creature that you know as Jessica Inzio, she was responsible for that little stunt. She didn't like me or my little house of pleasures, and she decided to do away with it.
Oh, hearing Jessica Nace, I'm giving Dwayne a big side eye.
I warned you. And he immediately goes, what the fuck is she?
Oh, she is a monster among you. All I can say is she is an inhuman and vile, disgusting creature. And it has been alive for many, many centuries. The form it's taking now is Jessica Inzio, but it's had in many forms before.
Well, let's not pretend that she or it is the only not truly human who lived beyond a century here.
Oh, you're talking about little old me. Listen, I am not what she is. I am not
That I figured.
Vile. I am not trying to spread corruption within Devonsport the way it is.
In which way do you spread corruption then?
I don't. All I want, and maybe something that the two of you could help me with, all I want is to get rid of it. I want to get my revenge on it. I want to bring it here into my domain and do whatever I want to it until it is no more.
How does Eric play into all of this?
Oh, Eric. What a darling. So he just wanted to have his fun little playthings, and I gave him the ability to create his own world that he can have fun in.
But it's not just this where it was leaking out. What happened with Patrick?
Who?
The kid that was convicted and killed as the school shooter when it was Eric.
Oh, I don't keep up on those types of things. I don't know what that's all about.
And Dubois, was he one of yours or that thing's?
Dubois?
The man with the symbol.
Frank Dubois. He is the one that... Oh, he's the one who kidnapped Eric.
That one.
Yes. Well, I don't know what happened to Dubois, but I helped Eric get out of the woods.
Mm.
And then I helped him, he wanted his little own play area, and sometimes it leaks out into your world. And if Eric's heart was full of vengeance for this man, then maybe that leaked out and did something to him.
And the symbol, and I'm looking at Toby.
Oh, because I always have the picture. I take it out.
You have all the pictures, Toby.
Oh.
Is this hers?
Grace will glance at it. Yes, that is one of mine. Interesting.
Well, then you probably knew Dubois. His entire house was covered with that. Dwayne is a little bit exaggerating, but yeah.
If somebody uses my symbol, that doesn't mean I know them. I don't know humans. Silly.
Can I read a person?
You
Is this
can.
a person, Toby?
You can read an entity or a person if you like.
She said she wasn't like Jessica. She's different.
Of course.
Oh, I read a person. It's not great. 16.
All right.
Are you lying about the whole Dubois? I'm mostly focused on Dubois since he had the symbol.
She is not lying to you. At least you can't perceive her as lying. She seems to believe everything she's telling you.
My second question. How could I get you to tell me? No, how can I get you to give me back Ken?
So, from this conversation, you get the feeling that she's not holding Ken here. In fact, when she said that he's alive and well in Devonsport, she was telling you the truth. You as far as giving him back to you, what exactly do you mean by that?
That's kind of difficult. I think what I mean is I want to see him. I want to know he's all right. I think it's one of those things. Yeah.
Okay. You get the feeling that she doesn't care enough to lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just ask her any old question and she'll probably tell you exactly what she believes to be true.
Okay. Do you have an address for where he's staying at so I can see him whenever I do get back to Davenport?
Oh, I don't know where he is in your world, but I'll tell him to get in contact with you. Now that we've actually met, Toby, I will tell him to go see you now.
Okay.
He's been doing some work for me.
Helping you get rid of Jessica?
Yes, of course. The plan is underway. With your help and Dwayne's help here, could go a lot more smoothly. What do you say?
Bargain?
I love to bargain.
I can offer my help in getting rid of that thing for you. I assume that you have a rather good plan how to do that, because I have no idea how to bring it here, but I suppose you do.
Oh. All you have to say is that you'll help me, and you don't have to worry about anything. I will tell you exactly what to do.
Yes, but when we do, will you release Ken from his obligations?
Of course. Once the ritual is over with and the vile creature is in my domain, I don't need any of you anymore, including Ken. He is free to do what he will.
Well, that sounded ominous. Then
Yeah,
turning
like-
to Toby.
when you say free to go as we please, I just want to confirm when this is over, we're alive, we go separate parts, separate ways. There's no we're working for you. There's no us accidentally dying in the ritual because it's a part of the ritual. Like, if we're gonna get out from this is what I'm trying to confirm.
As far as I know, you two are not part of the ritual. At least not. You're not dying from the ritual.
And Ken?
And no, Ken is helping me. Again, if you help me, then everything is copacetic. And as far as you being alive, as long as you don't get in Jessica Enzio's way. She is quite dangerous. As long as she doesn't go after you, then I'm sure you'll be fine after all of this.
Well, you must understand our reluctance. This isn't the first time you're doing this, but this is the first time we're getting a deal with the devil.
The devil. I am not the devil. That is ridiculous.
Well, devil.
Look, if you want assurances, I only want Jessica Enzio. I want it to be brought here. The way that needs to happen is through the ritual that is already underway, and you can't stop anyway. It's already happening. It's already going. It's already in the works. All you can do is help me make it go faster. Help me be more powerful so I can beat her.
I'm turning to Toby again. I'm going, I have no idea what that ritual ensues, but if it will get Ken back for you, I'm ready to help. It's time I do at least something. It doesn't feel correct to call it right, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, Toby looks at Grace. I'll help you.
Wonderful.
No,
I knew you would, Toby. Dwayne, that's a yes from you as well?
Yes, we will help you.
Oh, excellent. So, now we're going to seal it with a kiss. She moves to you first, Toby, and she takes the side of your shoulders, and you immediately feel her strength. She is incredibly strong. And she goes in for a kiss. Do you allow this?
Yeah, I don't stop her. I don't reciprocate, but I just stand there still and let her do what she has to do.
Okay. She kisses you. Her mouth opens. And something wet and slimy moves from her mouth into your mouth, down your throat, and you feel it burning as if you just took a shot. It burns all the way down into your stomach.
Yeah, I'm gonna attempt to push her away, feeling this.
Mm-hmm. You push her away and she releases you.
What the hell was that? And he's gonna grab his throat, massaging it. What was that?
Just a little something to help you out. And then she moves over to Dwayne.
Is this necessary?
You do want to beat Jessica Incio, don't you?
Well, yes. The whole situation is, weird.
I am giving you a weapon that will severely hurt Jessica Incio.
With a kiss.
Yes. How else?
He just shrugs because this thing works on some other logic he doesn't understand.
She takes your shoulders, and again, you also feel her incredible strength. And you also feel the heat coming off of her. It's almost unbearable heat. And she kisses you, and you feel the same thing. You feel something wet and slimy go from her mouth to yours and down your throat and burning down into your stomach.
I think I'm starting to cough at that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you cough, and she backs away and releases you. And if you cough into your hand, you see it's not much, but it's one little drop of something black.
This reminds me of something, but I will just wipe it off and off my pants.
Well,
so what do we do?
So, all you need to do is get close enough to Jessica to just get close enough to her. And you'll know what to do from there.
Not ominous at all. Right, I think we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
He looks at Toby, kind of arching his brow, because he feels like Toby's uncle has the best chances to get us close to that woman. Or, as we have learned today, that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds right.
All right, I think we can do that.
After you guys have this exchange, you start to see the room shake a little bit. It's not like a earthquake shake. It's more of it's like somebody, like a giant, like took their hands on the room and just shook it a little bit. Very, very fast. And Grace looks around and says, "Oh, that's right. The two of you aren't really supposed to be here. and you're being pulled back to your world. Just to let you know, it's not going to be pleasant going back there. And it will happen very, very and that's all you hear before it feels like your entire body is yanked out of this room, out of this universe, pulled through dimensions and time. You feel again the disseminating of all your molecules, of all your atoms, and it hurts. It hurts so, so badly. But you're also reassembled, and you feel yourself become whole. And then you land on a carpet in the middle of Eric Switzer's apartment. The fog or the smoke clears, and you thump onto the carpet of Eric Switzer's apartment. It's exactly the way you left it. It's covered in trash. As soon as you get your wits about you again, you immediately smell the smell of decay and old food, mold. You still see Eric Switzer there, slumped over at his desk. He's still quite dead. The two of you feel, for lack of a better word, you feel like shit. You are incredibly dehydrated. You are starving. It looks like you have wet yourselves. And you're stiff. It's initially really hard to move. You also have each -2 stability.
Just now?
Yeah,
Oh,
from coming back from the from Grace's world.
okay.
I'd imagine that walking would be very hard at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess just as a reflex of sorts, I'll crawl towards where Eric's computer was to just unplug it.
Okay.
I don't want this to happen again.
Mm-hmm. You crawl over there. You easily unplug it. Before you unplug it, you do hear just very faint sounds of screaming and gunshots, but it's softer. And when you unplug it, you don't hear them anymore.
Oh, thank God. And I'll just lie there for some time.
Okay.
I think with whatever little bit of strength I have, I am going to attempt to stand.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna walk over to the computer set, because while Dwayne did the rational thing of unplugging it. I'm irrational right now, and I am going to try to break it. I want to break the computer.
Okay,
Whether that's just throwing it at a wall, I want it broken.
certainly. However you would like to break it, that's what you do.
Yeah,
It's
I just do
it's
that.
difficult just because your muscles are, are a little heavy, but it's easy enough. You're strong. You're a strong man.
Yeah, so yeah. That's just what I'm doing.
Okay.
And I'm just
Throw it at
hoping if he's still in there that he somehow feels this. And it feels like when I got shot in the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah. If you just throw it at a wall, it sort of explodes on the wall and falls to pieces to the ground. It barely even, there's so much garbage and stuff around here that it barely even looks like you've done anything.
Have some explaining to do to the police.
Been dead for days. They're not gonna think it was us.
Yes, but there are certain procedures. Anyway. And he's not saying what anyway is, but he thinks that while he wouldn't trust anything of food or beverages at Eric's home given the condition, there was a bathroom, and perhaps there is tap water there that can at least satiate some thirst. So Dwayne is trying to stand up the best he can and stumble there to at least have some drink.
The bathroom is incredibly disgusting, but there's also a kitchen that is marginally less disgusting that has a faucet.
What's closer?
The bathroom would probably be closer, though.
Bathroom it is.
Okay. Yeah, the water still works, so you are able to get some sips of water from your hand, probably. There's nothing clean in here for you to use, unless you wanted to risk it.
Oh no, just hands.
Okay.
Or putting myself under the tap.
Mm-hmm. That also works.
When Dwayne leaves the room, I'm gonna because I want him gone before I do it, but I'm gonna kick the body on my way out, kick Eric's body on my way out, and follow after Dwayne. I just didn't want him in the room when I did it, but
yeah. Nothing really happens to the body except, you damage it. It's pretty disgusting. I mean, it's decomposing at this point, so some of the skin falls off wherever you kicked it, but yeah, nothing happens. Toby, do you also go and get a drink of water?
Yeah, I go get a drink of water.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you guys are able to at least stave off the thirst. But again, your stomach is in knots as if you haven't eaten in days. And you have an incredible headache, and you feel, I mean, Toby, this feels like the worst hangover you have ever had in your life.
Can I check the date on my phone to see if it has been days?
When you check your phone, it is completely dead.
Not a good sign. Yeah, we've been here a while. It's the vibe he's getting from that.
So
Surprisingly, I am not as worried about that because I have a chance to get back to Jessica and Zil. And that sort of gets me going.
All right. Yeah. You feel marginally better after you get some water in your system. What do you guys want to do?
I don't know what police procedure is, but before we even start thinking about involving police to come get his body, I do want to check his room for like a phone, a journal, something. I mean, we know basically how everything turned out with him, but he might have more information about some of the more supernatural things going on if we check his room.
So, his room is sparse. It's like the rest of his apartment. It's a mattress on the floor, some bedding. There's a cheap dresser with some clothes. There's a closet. There's not much in here. There's a lot of garbage. And again, if you remember, all of the walls have the symbol, Grace's symbol, carved everywhere over all the surfaces that he could possibly get to. They are carved or drawn. It's just everywhere. So he has no journal or anything like that. It looks like everything he wanted to write is on the walls and the ceiling.
Okay. Well, I just look at Dwayne after seeing that there isn't much to find here. I look at Dwayne. What do you want to do?
I guess we need to figure out how much time has passed. Because given that, and he vaguely gestures towards where the body is, this doesn't look good. And then we need to get the authorities say that we found the body. I am more concerned that if we hasn't been here for a few days or weeks, that we will need to come up with a lot of excuses.
Okay.
But shouldn't be long, right? People saw us getting upstairs. They never saw us getting out. I think that they would have checked, right?
Maybe. I mean, this awful smell's coming from this apartment for a long time, and nobody's felt the need to check. So they might just all be good at ignoring.
I think it's one thing when some programmer doesn't care about his apartment, and another thing when police came with official business and didn't walk down. Or maybe
we can look around for a charger. My phone's dead right now.
I think, given his job, what he has is a lot of chargers.
Okay.
Yeah, if you look around, you will have to dig through some garbage and other like dirty dishes and that sort of thing. But yeah, you do find, and we'll just say that you find a charger for your phones, and you're able to. You can wait around in his apartment to charge your phones if you like. I'm also happy to say that Dwayne, if you probably have like an adapter in your car for chargers.
Probably.
Either way, you tell me.
I should have, but given my condition right now, as if I'm severely hungover, I don't think I can remember that. So if Toby's like, you must have a charger, then yeah, I think we can go down. Otherwise, I'll just open the window and try to breathe.
I think he will. He kind of wants to get you out this apartment with your dead son. So, he's gonna be like, let's go down to the car.
Yeah, sure. Let's go. He's going away and he's trying to ignore the fact that there is a dead kid out there. He doesn't really know what he thinks about that. They weren't close and Eric was a very bad apple. Dwayne feels like he should be devastated a little bit more than he's actually devastated. He's more angry rather than sad.
Yeah. You leave the apartment, shut the door and lock it, I assume?
Yeah.
Yeah. You walk through the apartment building. Everything seems fine. It seems normal. Nobody... I mean, it is a little strange. Toby, you literally threw a computer at a wall not too long ago. It seems like nobody heard it or cared. And there's literally a dead person in this apartment, and nobody seems to know or care. And you move through the apartment building. Like nobody comes out and asks you anything. It's kind of dead here.
I think Toby might attribute that to Grace interference because of their previous deal. After what he did, I mean, there was no consequences. So he's kind of hoping that this is her looking out a little bit to get them to where she wants them to be.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. In any case, you leave the apartment building, and it is still daytime in Seattle. It's the sun is in a more mid to late afternoon position. And your car is still there. There is a ticket on it. Parking ticket.
Well, we've been away for a while, yeah.
Yeah.
So you get in the car, start to leave Seattle?
take the ticket.
Okay. Do you read it?
Skim over it. I don't know, am I in the condition to properly read things?
I mean, probably not read it, but you could see the date and time that it was issued. And it was issued on Saturday, which I don't exactly remember what day you were at in the week. I think it was Thursday, maybe? Thursday or Friday?
Friday.
Yeah, it was Thursday or Friday in your investigation when you went to Seattle. And that ticket is Saturday. At least a day or two after.
Yeah, did the ticket kind of get some damage from the elements?
It looks like it at least got wet from fog or mist. It is Seattle. Possibly some rain.
Not weeks, I think. Not weeks. That's good. But I guess when Toby charges his phone, we will know for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You guys get in the car. You take turns charging your phones and drive out of Seattle back to Devonsport.
Really slowly.
Okay. You can also stop by a drive-through if you want to eat something, or go to a gas station, get some food.
Yes, good thinking.
Okay. You do that. You order some food, you charge your phones. Do you ask somebody at the gas station or drive-through?
What day it is?
What day it is?
Not me. I don't want to seem crazy. I'm thinking that the phones will charge. One of us will get some data there. And we'll see which day is it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. You slowly but surely get food and you start to make it back to Devonsport. We'll say, Dwayne, your phone charges first.
Okay.
As soon as it has enough battery to do so, you hear multiple pings of text messages and voicemails.
I already mentioned what that is.
Mm-hmm. And Toby, when your phone also has enough battery, you also have multiple pings of text messages and voicemails. And your phones will tell you that it is Sunday, December 8th. And it is around 4:15 in the afternoon, which, Dwayne, you were supposed to meet at Carol's
I know.
Probably early, probably for a 3 or 4 o'clock late lunch. And you have many texts and voicemails from Carol.
Oh, yes, and I'm thinking which lie would sound the most plausible here.
Mm-hmm. While you think about that, Toby,
Mm-hmm.
you have multiple calls and texts from your uncle, Philip Dapperton, along the lines of, where the hell are you? Jessica is breathing down my throat. Call me ASAP. We need to discuss the status of the investigation. Yeah. Most of them are from him. But you do have one... You have one call from an unknown number that left a voicemail.
I listened to the voicemail.
Hey, little brother, it's Ken. She tells me that you have joined us. I'm really glad you did. I'm really proud of you. If you get this in time, meet us Sunday night by the park swings. You know the ones. Bring others if you trust them. We need to start the ritual.
Toby is so upset. I think, yeah, he's happy to hear from Ken, but there's like a lot of disappointment that, you put me through this bullshit for what? Some woman who is probably using you for this ritual. It's like, it's a lot of disappointment.
He's also dead. He gave you up for a dead woman.
Yeah.
Salt in the wound. Do you guys have any conversation as you're driving back? If not, then we can just go straight to Devonsport.
Look at Dwayne. I know you're probably going through a lot right now. If it's any consolation, it seems like Dubois did kidnap Eric. That probably fucked him up a lot.
No, that's true, yes. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm mostly angry at Eric for what he's done. Rather than anything else, I think it'll catch up to me in a while.
Yeah. I mean, he made a deal with that lady to save his life when he was really young. And who knows what making a deal with her did to him.
How do you know this lady?
Sometimes I hear whispers, female voice. I like to tell myself that they aren't true, or aren't real, but I hear them from time to time. And I keep running into people who keep telling me about a voice. And then I heard it while we were at the school. I didn't have a name for it. I've never even seen her. I just had the voice.
What was she telling you?
to listen. I guess to listen to her.
Do you think Ken kind of was involved? Maybe he was looking for you through her.
No. Last time I met Ken, we were camping in the woods. He told me he had met a woman. I thought he meant like he had got a girlfriend or something, and he was doing better. He seemed sober. No. Whatever he did, he's doing it for him. I mean, he's been so fucked up ever since we came home. And I guess she's giving him something that he feels he needs since we've been back. Because he's only got better for her.
Listen, don't take this the wrong way, but how come Ken was like that? I mean, you have family, you have an uncle, and he's well off, and you're doing well as too. Why
I
Ken
wasn't
didn't
doing
ask
well.
help?
Oh, I don't listen. Our mom not very hands-on. I mean, we have our uncle. Yeah, my uncle got me in rehab and has helped me, get better. But I mean, Ken was worse off when we came home. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. War it weighed heavy on him.
What happened to him? I mean,
I don't know. We weren't always together. I just know that when we came back, he was in a bad place.
to be honest, I sort of want a word with your uncle about this.
You think we should word with him like what?
Well, he found it in his heart and his pocket to get one of his nephews into rehabilitation and give him not a job, but at least a gig. And he didn't do this for his other nephew. Like, how come? What kind of playing favors is that?
I mean, you gotta want to get help to get help.
Was he offered help?
Was he?
Well, you tell me.
No, I'm asking. The was he was for the GM. I'm sorry.
That's for me. We'll say that, yes, he offered help to both of you. And you took it and Ken didn't.
Yeah, like I said, you gotta want help to be given help. And Ken didn't want it.
He never told you why.
Nope.
Oh, damn it. I mean, in an ideal world, at least the government should have taken care of him and yourself without the need to go to your uncle.
I mean, we get money for what we did. I mean, but if you're sinking the money into booze and drugs, it's not really helping. So I mean, yeah. I don't think money is the issue. I mean, maybe if you're talking about therapy, sure, they could have given us that. But again, would he have gone?
Well, there must have been something someone could do. That lady did. So there was something.
Who knows what she gave him? She must have wanted something. She said she gives people what they want. I don't know what it is he was looking for or wanted whatever she gave him. Must have been good.
Well, she did say that she'll ask him to contact you, so maybe you'll learn.
He left me a voicemail for us to meet at the park tonight. Said to bring who I can trust for the ritual.
That word, ritual, makes everything sound like a bad horror movie.
We are in a bad horror movie.
Yes, but I try to just put all of this away and think about it as of any other job. And the word ritual kind of spoils that illusion.
Can I try to call that number back?
Yeah.
The one that left the voicemail?
Yeah, absolutely. You try to call it back, but you get a, this number has been disconnected tone.
Of course it has, yeah, of course. Now it's disconnected. After you did what she told you to do, now it's disconnected. Yeah. Mm.
As you guys have been talking and driving, Dwayne, you get another ding on your cell phone.
Yes, about that. I was just about to say I would only ask after a bit Toby to lie a little bit for me. Because while I was driving, I thought, well, I was on a mission, I saw some bullshit. Let's just say that during my investigation, I didn't feel well, I fainted, Toby here helped me out, got me into the hospital in Seattle, and I only just woke up. That's like my story, which I will offer to Toby and ask, like, if anyone asks, this is what happened.
Well, she asked me why I didn't call her once you were admitted to the hospital.
Would you know her phone? Maybe you panicked?
I don't know. It feels like there's a few.
There's more than a few, but if you have other options, I'm here to listen to them.
Give me a moment. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of the best way.
Dude, I'm 65.
Yeah,
I think fainting is in order at this age.
Okay. Okay, we'll try to go with your story.
I think that when we have a chance to park somewhere or just stop, I will check that.
Okay.
But I will not actively look for contact with Carol just yet, given that tonight we need to meet with people for the ritual. Maybe after that.
Okay.
If that goes good, yeah.
Okay. So
maybe if it is, again, Carol, maybe it's for the best if I turn off my phone.
Yeah.
So Dwayne, you're turning off your phone?
Oh, well, I'll park somewhere. I'll check what it is. The other ding, and I think, yeah, I should turn off my phone.
So
Are we supposed to bring Jessica to the ritual? Is that's our part, right?
Our part was to get close to her. But I figured you wanted to meet your brother.
So park first, then Just okay. Park first, then Jessica. Got you.
Okay. So, yeah, you're able to find a turnout on the road. And you're not that far away from Devonsport anyway. It doesn't take all that long to get from Seattle to Devonsport. You haven't hit any traffic or anything. So, Dwayne, you check your phone. And, yeah, all of the previous calls and texts were from Carol. But the new text message that you just got was from Ava Switzer.
Oh, this is one of the conversations I've been dreading. Is she asking about what happened to her son?
Yes, so her text message is very nice. She said, "Hi, I have not heard from you in a couple days. I just wanted to know if you were able to go to Seattle like you said you would. Thank you."
If I'm to pretend that I was in the hospital, I think I shouldn't answer her as well. So I noted that message. I've turned off my phone, and part of me thinking, well, if I die, I don't have to deal with this.
Okay.
And I'll just comment to Toby, like, Eric's mother is wondering what happened to him.
I mean, eventually we're gonna have to, like you said, call the police, tell them there's a dead body in that apartment.
I think
It would
after this whole
probably-
thing,
Yeah, okay.
because,
I don't know what you're gonna... Obviously, you're gonna have to lie to her, but about the context of what he was doing when he died, but it just sucks, especially considering what we saw in the game, how he had her. I mean, obviously she loves her son, but he did not love her.
yes, well, something obviously happened to him, and I feel like the excuse of like severe video game addiction or something that made him neglect himself and just starve himself to death sounds more plausible than whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah. Yeah.
And besides, on the other hand, it's not for me to judge. The forensics will come and they will say why he died and how he died.
I think you should let her know that the boy did kidnap him, though.
Yeah, I guess I should.
Just so she won't blame herself for him just wasting away on the computer like that, like because she didn't check in or whatever. Parents make excuses for why it's their fault, and there was circumstances beyond just her at play.
Yeah, you're right. I'm thinking that if I go explaining everything to her and to Carol and to the police right now, they might get in the way with what we're going to do. After we're done, I will have a lot of explaining to do. But if I die, I'm counting on you to do that.
Okay. If I die, I'm expecting you to get Ken out.
Oh, I will kick his ass right into rehab.
Okay.
Okay.
We're going home. Well, relatively home.
Yeah.
To the park. I hope that while we were at the gas station somewhere, we could at least clean ourselves in the bathroom a little bit.
Right. Yeah, Yeah, you are able to. You could probably even buy some, just cheap
Sweatpants.
clothes. Yeah, sweatpants, some sort of cheap clothes from the gas station. Yeah, clean yourself up, get some food. And after all that, that probably takes quite a while. It probably tacks on an extra hour or two to your drive back. And as you're approaching Devonsport, it is dark now. It's wintertime, so the sun sets very, very soon. Even in the darkness, you can see, as you're driving up the road, normally you would see some of the buildings from Devonsport in the distance from the road, especially Inzio Construction. It's the biggest building in town. But instead, you do see a sort of thick fog descend on Devonsport. It's just all around the town, and it obscures pretty much everything.
I don't like fogs anymore.
Yeah. You drive closer, and that fog doesn't quite swallow you up the way the other fog did. But visibility is low, and you do have to drive a bit carefully. But the park that Ken was talking about is relatively close to the edge of town, so it is easy to get there, and you are able to get there close to the time that he told you to. So, do you just drive up to the park? Do you want to park a little ways away? How do you guys want to approach this?
Well, I, for one, would have wanted to park somewhere a little bit away from the park and a little bit away from the main roads. If I have to lie to my daughter, I'd rather know, like, police cars that are going by to notice my own car.
That's easy enough to do.
Other than that, like, I'm in pain, I'm groggy, I have pulled into my I will think about it tomorrow box way too much. So at this point, I feel myself more like a machine rather than a human being. And if I have to go into that park for some fucked up ritual to get rid of this monopoly of Inzio in town, sounds about right. That's what I'm doing.
Toby, how are you feeling going into this meeting?
There's still a lot of anger, but some betrayal too, I think. I just kind of want answers from my brother about why. I mean, what deal could you have made that would separate you from me? What was so important that you were okay with us being separated?
Okay. Dwayne, you get your car out of sight from the road, and easily hide it. And the two of you can walk up to the park, where from the distance, again, there is a fog that's hanging over the area, so visibility is not great, but you see the silhouettes of multiple people at the park, either standing or sitting on the swings. And you hear chatter from the distance.
Recognize Ken?
Do I?
You can't really see any details of these people yet, but you might have heard his voice, actually.
You got your gun with you?
I should, but if it disappeared...
No,
Do
you still
tell.
have it. It was on you when you were in the apartment, so...
Yeah, I hope you don't want to shoot him.
No, but a lot of weird stuff is happening, so I want us protected. I might not shoot Ken, but I probably will want to shoot one of the people with him.
Try to hold back judgment. You saw what that lady could have done. And they sort of are with her. Who knows what they can do to us?
I understand.
All right,
Okay.
let's go.
Okay.
And I'm heading towards the people.
Yep. As you get closer, you see that there is it's a group of about 9 people. And Ken is indeed one of them. I don't know if you've shown, I think you did show Dwayne a picture of Ken. So
Don't I know him?
I think,
I feel like they were in my backstory a little bit.
yeah, that's right. That's right. So, yeah, you know what Ken looks like. So you see Ken. As far as the other people, Dwayne, I don't think you recognize any of the others, but Toby, you also recognize Mark, who talked to you at the liquor store. He was the first one who told you about Grace, wasn't he?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. He's there too. He's actually talking again. And he points at you too with his cigarette to Ken as he takes a drag. Here they are. Ken
Look,
approaches you. Hello. Toby?
Hello. I give him a look up and down. I just want to see if he has any wounds or new scars.
He doesn't. In fact, he looks fine.
He looks sober?
He does look sober. He actually has a smile on his face, and he goes in for a hug. Toby. My brother.
I can't help myself. I return the hug.
Mm-hmm.
It's very tight though, because I'm still mad. But
Yeah.
I do hug him. Where the fuck have you been?
everywhere, brother. Hey, look, I'm sorry I couldn't get a hold of you. I just... I'm sorry. But that's over now.
Ken, what did you ask for?
What do you mean?
With Grace, what deal did you take?
Grace gave me a reason to live. She gave me a purpose.
And what is that reason and purpose?
To change things here. To change who's in charge. Aren't you fucking sick of being an outcast? Aren't you fucking sick of these pieces of shit corporate shills running everything? Now we can take them down. At least the one in Devonsport, and then who knows? Maybe more.
Yeah, I think Toby has that look on his face where he's like, he doesn't say it out loud, but he was like, "Oh, you're like a radical, like your cult mindset." I mean, it doesn't make him feel better about the situation, but I mean, I guess he feels better in the sense that at least this was for something you really believe in. But there's something is wrong. Yeah. I don't think what I got from Grace, she gives a fuck about corporations. I don't say that out loud, but that's not the type of person she seems like, so. But.
Okay.
You okay, man?
Trying to be.
Officer
when we're
McLean.
done with all this.
Yes, it's nice to see you again.
Great to see you on the right side of the law for a change, eh?
Yeah, well, I think I've been waiting for this for a very, very long time.
Yeah. Excellent. And you get head nods from most of the people who are in the group. Like, yeah. Absolutely.
If you don't mind me asking, Ken, how did you meet Grace?
Well, she came to me one day at the bottom of a bottle. Thought I was hallucinating. But she kept coming back, and she kept telling me that I could change things. She helped me, she made me see that my, vices were not doing me any favors, and, eventually I started to believe what she said. And now we're doing it. We're going to make it happen. We're going to change things.
We need to get close to Inzil.
Yeah. So, So what you two need to do, from what I understand, is you two have some sort of weapon against her. So what we're gonna do, and he points to them, the whole group, we're gonna start doing the ritual. It's gonna go all night, and basically by the time it gets to around dawn, if you guys can be close to Enzio around that time, that is when she's going to be the weakest. And then you can be around her and you unleash what you need to unleash. And then Grace takes care of the rest.
Be close at dawn. Do our thing.
Absolutely.
Sounds easy enough.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm again just checking with Toby on that.
Yeah, Toby nods, yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, we gotta get started on this ritual, and I guess you guys figure out how you're gonna get close to Enzio.
You have a few approaches. Do you want to stay
Love to hear
here
it.
for a little bit with your brother, or should you get going?
No, I just want to get this over with. We'll have time to talk when this is done. We're gonna have a long conversation. Yeah, I'd rather just do what we have to do.
Well, let's leave our ritualists to their ritual. And I'm just starting to back off.
Okay. Ken goes in for another hug, Toby, if you allow it.
Yeah. I allow it.
And he gives you a good squeeze, and while you guys are in the hug, he says, "Look, brother, I'm really sorry. I had to go off the grid for a little bit, but I'm good now. I'm real good, and we'll have all the time to make up for. I'll make it up to you. I promise."
I'm gonna hold you to that.
You should. I wouldn't expect anything less.
Okay.
All right. Good luck to you. And yeah. We'll see you in the light of day. And yeah, you hear some whoops and celebration from the other people as they start to actually walk away from the park and towards a couple of vehicles that are parked on the street.
Toby, we're in a cult, aren't we?
We're in a cult, yeah. He's been brainwashed, and the crazy part about it is we both met Grace. That's not the type of person she is. She's not
she
a
does,
revolutionist trying to take down the man. That's nonsense.
She tells people what they want to hear. I feel
Yeah.
like Ken is the right person to tell, like, you're going to stick it up to the big man. I am the right person to tell I want to destroy Inzio, because that's what I would like to.
And I just want to Ken back.
To be fair, I don't
At
see
least-
anything bad in destroying this woman.
No, I don't either. I'm starting to think, though, if she has this, I'm talking about Grace has this cult, that's how Dubois learned about it, like how he would have gotten the symbol without having to meet her.
Or maybe he worked for Inzio. I would assume that if Grace, wants to get Inzio out, this would be like mutual. After all, as I told you already, I am sure Jessica knew what we will find. Which is one of the ideas I had. One of them was to get to her through your uncle, but another one, maybe a bit riskier, but tell me what you think about it. We can get to her home or her working place closer to the dawn, like all panicking.
You have to figure out where she lives. Do you know? Have you been before?
For some reason, I imagine that she lives at work. But Devonsport isn't a big town. I think we can find her. But I'm trying to say that we can sort of tell her the truth. Like, listen, there's some sort of weird cult. They're going to attack you and get in the car now or you will die.
I'm not sure if that'll work if she's not a regular, like the way Grace described her, she's a creature. She probably knows what's going on.
But we are normal people that would react that way. And if she wants to keep up appearances, she would at least let us close to her to say, like, calm down, everything's fine. Alternatively, yes, your uncle.
Maybe we can try to talk to my uncle just to help figure out where it is she stays. I think we should attempt to ambush her. I don't know if we'll be able to lie to her if she's a creature. It's just, I don't know. Will we be able to sell the act? Because that, she might say, fuck it, I don't care about being here in front of these people. I'll act how I please. They're just collateral.
Oh, yes, but we don't really need to get her to believe us in everything. We only need her to let us close to her. Oh, for fuck's sake, what are we doing?
I don't know, but so the thing, you want to approach her in a place with people.
I don't think she will be in a place with people during dawn. She would be better sleeping at home, or maybe in her office doing whatever those creatures do in their offices.
Okay, so you just want to find her and yell out something about a cult being after her to get close to her.
Yeah, she did ask me about those symbols, after all.
Okay.
Maybe we did some digging. We found a cult. They're going to attack her. We're panicking because we think that she's an innocent woman. Which would be hard to sell, I know, but...
I think we can get her location pretty quickly. My uncle has been texting me nonstop saying that Jessica's basically on his ass about the case. If we can say that we have urgent information that we need to bring directly to her, he would probably go for that.
We can work in two directions, because there's some time before dawn, so we can try to look for her location on our own
Okay.
and ask your uncle when it's closer to the time.
All right. That seems like the compromise. Okay. We
I
can do
think
that.
we have been ignoring the fact that your uncle is probably among the people who works for her.
I mean, yeah, but like, so are you. I mean, a lot of good people work for this lady. She's obviously taking advantage of them, like Grace.
It's more a question of, if push comes to shove, will he support you, or is he going to protect her?
Yeah, I'm hoping he's not there when we do it, so he doesn't even have to make that decision, because it can go either way.
I'm just hoping that he's going to be all right.
My family is weird like that.
I just don't want to hurt your uncle. All right, let's see if we can dig something out for Jessica.
Yeah.
Do you
Can I just look her up and see what pops up?
You can look her up on your phone. Do you want to go to the police station?
You might run into your daughter if we go.
Actually, I don't want to go to the police station because she must have an office somewhere. After all, I feel like we should have met a few times in person.
Absolutely. So you know where her office is in the Inzio building, the Inzio construction building. So
I think that we might just check whether or not the lights are on. She looks like someone who might work there day and night.
All right. Yeah, seems reasonable to go there. Stake it out a little bit.
Okay. Excellent. So you get back in the car and start to drive to Inzio construction?
Yes, and I am also considering another approach if this one fails. Well, she must have a luxurious car that is probably not something that anyone else in Devonsport could afford. So if that fails, we can always try to scout for her car to figure out where she lives.
True. So you would have seen her in the back of she gets driven around in like an Escalade, so like a big SUV, tinted windows, black. It looks very luxury vehicle. So that's what she gets driven around in. That's kind of her company car, if you will. You have probably also seen her. What would she drive? Probably some sort of probably like a silver sports car, but like an obnoxious sports car. It looks, if you've ever seen one of those like spider sports, it's called a spider.
She likes to show off.
Yeah, it's a very showy type of sports car. She wants everybody to know that she's important and she has money. So those would be the vehicles that you would see her around in. And both of you have probably seen both driving around town.
Seems like we have a lot of options.
Yeah. A lot of things to keep our eyes peeled for.
Mm-hmm.
It should be easy. There aren't a lot of very rich places in this little town. So I guess if we had to check every, like, multiple story houses, villas, whatever, I don't know, you could count these places on the fingers of your both hands, probably. So it should be easy.
Okay.
You guys are going to go to Inzio Construction first, though, right?
Yes.
Before you drive around? Okay. So you head that way. It only takes 15, 20 minutes. Like I said before, it's the biggest building in Devonsport. On the way there, Toby, you said you were looking up information, whatever you could find publicly on Jessica Inzio.
Yeah.
And, internet search, I won't have you roll for this. So, the public information on Jessica Inzio is sparse. You can find that she arrived in Devonsport about 15 years ago. It says she was born in Houston, Texas. But there is very little record of her life until she showed up in Devonsport. There's a lot of local news stories about her and her sort of construction enterprise. It's a lot of, luxury buildings going up here, this big corporation signs a deal with Inzio Construction to make such and such place. It's a lot of that. Seattle newspapers have also covered her and Inzio Construction for similar things. The only negative stuff that you can find about Jessica Inzio are sort of activist websites, mostly environmental type websites, talking about how it's like a really big generator of pollution. They are not regulated enough, or they're not following regulations for environmental protections. And you also see a couple of, again, independent websites saying like it's a criminal organization with no regard for anything except for profit.
This must be what Gray showed Ken. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, you know that she is almost 50 years old, but she looks really great for her age. It looks like she is in her 30s still. There's also a couple of stories about she has like partnerships with like a skincare company or something like that. That's very like on the side, but yeah, there's definitely some about how young she looks.
Okay.
So you make it to Enzio Construction. I assume you are parking a little further, or maybe you're making a round to find her car. Was that the plan?
First of
Yeah,
all,
we
to
should
see
probably
if,
circle first.
yeah, first of all, to see if the lights are on in her office. Maybe, depending on the geography of the place, let's call it that way, maybe we will just drive slowly past the company's headquarters, look around, make a circle, see if we see any of her cars.
Yeah. So the building is 6 stories. So a rather large building. And you, Dwayne, would know that she has a very luxurious corner office on the 6th floor. So you would be able to see her windows at least. And you drive around to the area where you think her office is, and you do indeed see lights on. And there's a couple of scattered lights on in the other parts of the building as well, and some cars in the parking lot. You do see what is probably her car, but it's covered with with one of those cloth car covering to protect it from rain and birds and stuff. So, yeah,
Point
looks
out
like she's
Toby,
there.
like upstairs, corner office, that one on the left.
Well, are we going in now, or should we wait till it's closer to dawn?
Well, we were told to wait till the dawn, so I think we should.
Yeah.
Maybe
We can
she'll go
stake out
home.
here, keep an eye on the car, or we can go and get some supplies just in case.
Do you want to risk it?
Risk leaving?
Oh, yes.
No. I mean, we have your gun and whatever Grace gave us.
There might be
Hopefully that's
something
enough.
in the boot of the car. There should be some rope
What do
in
you
the
mean?
trunk, maybe a shovel. Don't ask.
Don't ask why you have rope and a
Don't.
shovel in the back of your car.
Don't ask.
No, I won't ask. We all have our own stuff going on.
Well, apparently not for long.
Okay. So you are sitting in your car. Let's say you found a spot that is a little bit it's outside of the parking lot, and you're able to hide your car from the street and the lot relatively well, and you can see her office. And you wait. I'm going to say it's around let's see. It is probably around 8 o'clock in the evening now. It's been quite a while. Been a long day. A long week.
It's going to be a long night, too.
And it's going to be a long night.
Yeah.
So, the two of you are looking up at the office. Her large corner office, and you see the lights on. And the windows for her corner office It is basically just windows all around. So it's a pretty good view. At least from this angle, you can see her ceiling. And in fact, you do see her approach the window and look out. She's not looking at you or anything. She's just looking out the window. And again, there is still this fog rolling around. So sometimes your visibility is obscured and sometimes it's not. A fog rolls in front of her, obscures your view, but just briefly, for a split second, through the fog you see something that is no longer Jessica Inzio. It is a creature. It's giant, large, a tongue that goes halfway down its belly. Strings of drool and disgusting goo. And then your vision is obscured again by the fog. And you see Jessica there, standing at her window. And we'll pause for tonight there. And yeah, we will see you next time for episode 7 of The Shunned. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us for this recorded actual play presented by the Illusion Horror and Con. We'd like to thank our game master, players, and all other contributors to this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe if you enjoyed this actual play. And let us know what you think of this episode in the Illusion Horror community spaces. Respectfully, of course. For more information, schedules, and future events, please visit our website and join our Discord server. Links are in the description. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.